Well, look at that. We are 10 minutes late, but we're here.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. And we're just going to address the elephant in the room. I am going to shut my headphones off. Jay, go, glow, do your fucking thing. You've been waiting for this moment for 5 fucking weeks. Just fucking go ahead, go. You already know what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, I guess what I've been trying to preach for the last 5 weeks was how Maxine Dupree is not ready to hold any championship titles. And I think last night definitely proves that. I even have video footage. I actually posted in the conference room, people, before we went live, of just 2 videos of how bad this individual is on a big stage. Now, if I was the booker, if I was Triple H, aka Dana White, I wouldn't put her on a big show, especially an anniversary show, defending your championship against Becky Lynch. Bad idea. Bad idea. I would have done it by putting her in one of the international shows because I think she will get a little over than she was last night. Let's face it, I'm from New York, people, and I was effing disappointed at all my New Yorkans out there, all my Puerto Ricans, all my Latin, all my whites, all my blacks, all my Asians. I was very disappointed in the Barclays in Brooklyn last night. I didn't even know we were in New York because of the crowd. The crowd completely sucked. It sucked from beginning to end. Let's face it. And there was some good things. So there's no point for you to just suck like that. The crowd completely sucked. But that didn't help Maxine Dupree here. Crowd or no crowd, I always say she doesn't get a reaction. She didn't get a reaction last night. Comes in the ring. She's doing a couple of gymnastics moves that my child can do. He could do cartwheels and stuff. And then I see her do a move. I don't know if it was a butterfly move or whatever, but Becky Lynch didn't even know how to react because it was just that stupid. It was just completely stupid. And some of the spots, it was pretty bad. Yeah, you could get me with the submission. Well, the submissions, get all that. But let's face it, she's not ready to hold any championships. I think last night was definite proof, and I'm glad it's off for her. It needs to be off for her. She needs to get a little more work. You could tell she was green, especially from last night. Let her go in NXT with her husband. Congratulations, by the way. Got married over the weekend. Go down to NXT, do a little practice, get some little moves in you, and then we'll use you. But I've been saying it, guys. I don't know how you guys say that she is really talented and she's really good and she gotten better. I think last night was proof that she's not there. I'll let you have the floor.
Are we done? Did you get it out of your system? You good?
Yeah, I feel good.
I'm glad. Good. I'm so happy for you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he is absolutely correct. Once again, we have Becky Lynch in a title picture holding a title. Now, does this make sense storyline wise? I think as we have addressed over the past couple weeks, they don't really care about telling stories because the inconsistency is so ridiculous. What I think is the methodology behind why they did what they did has nothing to do with Maxine Dupree and how good or bad the match was. What it has to do with, and they alluded to it several times during commentary, regarding how Becky Lynch was dressed and how it's an homage, it's a tribute to the uniform that she wears in the new Star Trek show, Starfleet Academy, which is coming out and will be streaming on Paramount Plus. So once again, we have Becky Lynch holding a title simply because, and they did it with Mercedes Moné as well, or at the time, Sasha Banks. I'm so used to calling her Mercedes now. That's crazy. They did it with Sasha Banks, during the Mandalorian seasons. Congratulations, you got the title because of your TV show, and they want to promote it.
Can I also add to that
sorry, Maxine, all of the work that you did to get better, you had to lose the title because, well, let's not make any new stars, which has been WWE's problem for the last 20 plus years.
Can I just add to that you talk about moments? This was just a feel-good moment for her to win the championship. And that's what it was. Her reign as IC champ is 49 days. 49.
So you're telling me that Becky Lynch cares about the IC title more than she did her world championships?
She don't care at all. What I'm saying is that the way they booked it for Maxine Dupree to win the championship was just that moment. That moment to get the crowd, that moment to get the pop, that moment to get a title change. That's what that was. And I think last night proved it. I mean, you're going to take it off of her?
What last night proved is the fact that once again, we have fallen back into the same thing that we have done for the past 26, 27 years, which is not build new stars. And I firmly believe that the foresight was there after realizing that Becky Lynch is going to be starring in a Star Trek TV show. I firmly believe that was the foresight in the storytelling, which wasn't really any storytelling. We thought it was storytelling because of all the character work that Maxine put in, but come to find out, it was just so that right before the premiere they could put the title back on Becky, and Becky could be, the focal point.
Yeah, granted, I don't disagree with you on that, but you said it yourself.
David Reynolds coming in from YouTube with the exact thoughts that make sense. Becky is just a human commercial for the Starfleet series. You're absolutely right, David. It has nothing to do with building new stars and everything about let's get as much money in our pockets as possible.
Maxine Dupree is not the star, though.
You can't build new stars.
I don't want to hear that it's booking or anything. She's not it. The ring work is not there. It's not ready.
Oh my God! Because every wrestler, this is how you sound right now. This is how you sound right now. Becky won. I've never liked Maxine. Oh my God! They gave Maxine the title over Becky.
Yes.
That is exactly what you have sounded for the past 5 weeks. Okay.
Yes. And the ring work is not there.
The whole point of them giving Maxine a chance, and let's not act like not some of the greatest wrestlers out there have never botched a match, right? Really? They
don't botch every match. They don't botch every match, especially 49 days.
Every match.
She botches every match.
She doesn't botch in every match, Jay.
Well, she didn't botch last night. You're telling me it was a perfect match.
Did the words she botched? Did I deny the fact that she botched?
Okay, did she botch last night?
I clearly said she botched last night, Jay.
Okay, so there you go. That's my case.
You're saying she botches every fucking week.
I'm
saying she doesn't. I am also saying that you sound like somebody who is saying that none of the greatest wrestlers in history have ever botched a match, whether it's mid-career or late career.
Do you botch every match?
Realize how asinine that fucking sounds?
They don't botch every match, and she's not the
star. She hasn't botched every match.
I'm going to stick to it. That's it. Her ring works nice. What do you?
And just like that, folks, it looks like we're having a single host show. While Jay goes in the corner to cool off, let's hear from our friends over at Flow. Kevin, are you going to run the Flow video? Kevin?
Under the lights in this arena with champions.
And welcome back to the Around the Ropes radio show on today, January 6th, 2026. This is the start of the new year.
Happy New Year.
We are 6 days in, and we have run our first Flow ad. What's the over-under on Flow ads this year, Jay?
Not sure.
You don't want to throw out a number, nothing, just
I don't want to guess a wrong bad number anyway. I'll probably be off. Probably be way off.
I'm going with let's see what this 52 weeks in a year. You can only run it. Let's see, 52 weeks in a year, so that's one show per week. Let's say we run the ad. I want to say we'll run the ad like twice, so maybe 104 times minimum 104 times of Flow Wrestling.
Awesome.
Last week we had the fantastic Phil Spencer on the Faith of the Faithless.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some fantastic discussions. I know that we're looking into seeing if we can get a regular ad from Phil for his org. So that would be great that we could run alongside with Flow, maybe alternate them. Cool. just because, again, going back to the show last week when we had that real big discussion about how essentially your indies are your AAA baseball teams, right? You have the chance to pay, was it like $25 for a front row seat at a really big show at a real big indie show. You pay $25 for a front row seat, and the odds of seeing somebody who, is rehabbing, is betting on themselves, I mean, look at the people that went to the Reality of Wrestling show. What was it, like 3 weeks ago? They went to go see a Zilla Fatu match, and they ended up getting Ricky Saints showing up. I mean, if that's not the epitome of AAA ball, where you can go your local AAA baseball team or AA baseball team and see a major league star, rehabbing and from injury and showing up, that's it's value, and it does contribute to, like Phil said, the current boom that's going on right now with wrestling. Right now, I've got a volume way too loud for NXT. We've got Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dane over here on the first match of New Year's Evil, and Tatum's putting in some work. Quick question, right? Yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix, and they decided to go a very unique route, especially because it's because of the fact that they were on Netflix, and they went with a Stranger Things themed show. What did you think of that?
Honestly, I thought it was the wrong idea. I thought it was very bad production for the fact that you hyped it up as Stranger Things, but you also forgot that it's a 1 year anniversary show. I think Stranger Things could have been done maybe when you came back from Germany. It needs to be on a regular Raw show. I think a 1 year anniversary, so big, so massive that they blew it up last year, making it such a big deal for WWE and how we're going to move forward for all the fans like us. I believe it needs to be its own show, not something incorporated to get views. Now, if I'm Netflix, I love this. I love the show last night because now I'm getting new fans into something that they never seen before. And I'm going to be honest with you, I never seen Stranger Things, but now I'm kind of in tune because Netflix is just blasting it every single second that I'm watching Monday Night Raw. So I think it worked for them. If I was ESPN, I'd be disappointed. Be disappointed in the fact that not only are we plugging this, but where are the big surprises? I'm really upset at the fact that they pull a fool on all of us for the fact that Adam Pearce over the weekend mentioned a hint of, breaking the walls down. But then WWE wants to make a statement saying, oh, no, we didn't mean that. We just mean the Stranger Things and all that. That's baloney. That's really baloney. I don't buy that one fit at all. I think you needed something big. I think a Chris Jericho was needed because it's your 1 year anniversary show. Did you know for the fact that I did not have Cody Rhodes last night? I did not have Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes was in attendance last year, sitting and getting praises from The Rock when he was cutting his promo in the beginning. I think I needed stars like a Cody Rhodes. I think I needed a Drew McIntyre. I just needed stars, and it was not there. I did not like the light productions, especially when Braun was coming out to the ring. I did not like that red aura. I don't like it at all. I get it. I don't like the production with the buses. Look, I never seen the show, but I don't think it was needed. I don't think it was done right. And that's just my take on it. Did I like the incorporation? No. I think it needed to be done something apart from calling your show on this day your 1 year anniversary.
So, I will say this. Shocker, I'm not a fan of your statement. And the reason why is it is the 1 year anniversary that Raw is on Netflix. Now, to say that you were not a fan of the fact that they didn't have the SmackDown champion on,
I'll just say stars in general.
Little weird. But anyway, they for months, for about a month, maybe a little bit more, they had talked about the fact that it was going to be a Stranger Things crossover event for the 1 year anniversary. But they did that to capitalize on the fact that it's Stranger Things, and Stranger Things was releasing their final season starting on Thanksgiving, and on New Year's Eve they released the final episode of the final season, so your series finale. They released that on New Year's Eve, and that's why they leaned so heavily into it. There is a difference between a debut show and a 1 year anniversary show. A debut show, yes. If this were their first episode on Netflix, I would absolutely say, yes, I am underwhelmed. However, this wasn't their debut show. Their debut show on Netflix last year was fantastic, with the exception of The Rock breaking character and that whole storyline going to shit. I don't think that anything that they did last night was bad or underwhelming. It was a 1 year anniversary show that they cross-themed and crossed over with Netflix's most popular series, which is Stranger Things. So I particularly enjoyed the vibe, but I'm also a big Stranger Things fan. I loved the throwback 80s buses that were used in the show that were on the stage. The Squawk van, the WSQK, 50,000 watt Squawk radio station van that they used in the show. I like the fact that it was something different, and I also like the fact that we got Corey Graves, and that is no shade to Wade. That rhymed. It's no shade to Wade. I enjoy Wade. I thoroughly enjoy Wade. I'm not a big fan of 3-man booths, but I think a 3-man booth with Michael, Wade, and Graves could be pretty awesome. So it was nice to see Corey Graves there with Michael Cole. And again, I don't think that it was badly produced. I think that it accomplished exactly what Netflix wanted it to accomplish. And as far as ESPN going, oh my God, what are we paying? Why are we doing this? You're doing this because the more times that you promote the Stranger Things WWE Raw 1 year anniversary crossover event episode, that means that you are getting Stranger Things fans hopefully tuning into the product and liking it, which then means more PLE buys for you, ESPN. So if you're upset about the fact that you promoted a Stranger Things 1 year anniversary crossover event and that's what you got, then you are very stupid. because the new fans that you have that tuned in because it was Stranger Things, those are pay-per-view buys, bro. So I don't know what to tell you. You can't be upset about that. I mean, unless you're upset about making money, which, could be absolutely crazy. And David just wanted to say, oh, hey, by the way, guys, I forgot to let you know, until Ray mentioned it, Happy New Year. And a very happy New Year to yourself, David. We hope that you continue to tune into us this year, just like you did last year and the previous 4 years. So that would be fantastic. Look at this guy, this fucking all over Jay from YouTube says, Happy New Year, David. Look at that. We got YouTube fans showing love to each other. Wouldn't the world be a better place if everybody did this? Around the Ropes says, wait a minute. We are on Around the Ropes, right?
We're Around the Ropes with John and Jeff. Say, hi, guys. New Year. Some announcements are going to be made. We're actually the all-new ATR now.
Yeah, I don't like... I think this is false. I don't know.
It's you. You're playing a trick on us.
I think somebody...
Stranger Things now is happening.
See that? We ended up in the upside down. How do you like that?
Stranger.
Okay, let's go with the match that started the night for Raw last night, which was Io and Rhea versus the Kabuki Warriors for the tag team title. The women's tag team title, sorry. Jay, what did you expect going into this match? How did you feel about the match? Were any expectations that you had for this match met, exceeded, or were you just kind of underwhelmed?
I'm going to start off that I was disappointed that the only pop I got throughout everything was Rhea Ripley and Io Sky entrance. I said it from the beginning of the show. The crowd really sucked at Barclays.
Yeah, that didn't seem like a very Barclays crowd.
And I've been
like,
to
usually
concerts.
The Barclays are hot.
Yeah, it's hot. And I've been to concerts. I've been to the Nets. I've been to Raw.
Sorry.
And it's way louder than I remember. And the crowd was just that because you know why? These women worked hard. So that's why I'm getting at the crowd, because the match was really, all four women did their thing.
Oh, it was absolute for me. I thought it was an absolute solid match.
Yeah, it's a solid match. For me, it was a bit long. That's the only thing I could say about it. I think it could have been trimmed at least 5 minutes of it, but I get it. So many commercial breaks and stuff. But that's the only complaint I'm going to say about it. It met my expectations. I did expect a title change. I'm glad. I'm kind of excited because now we have Charlotte and Bliss, so that should be really interesting. So I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. So kudos to them. But the crowd was just, oh man, it was
a very flat crowd for a Barclays crowd. That was,
yeah, it was just quiet, and I didn't get it. I didn't get why, because they worked their ass off. So that's the only thing I'm going to complain.
I'm going to agree with you. I did think that was a very flat crowd, and I also think that it was a very solid match. Like, I mean, if you look at the four ladies that are in the match, right? How can it not be a solid match? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And every taunt the Kabuki Warriors was making, there was no reaction. It was just
nothing.
Nothing.
And I brought this up in the production meeting, right? Did you notice something different about the Rhea Ripley Io Sky entrance, particularly when they got to the ring?
Well, I kind of noticed that. I thought Io was going to do the same move that Rhea does with her entrance, but then she kind of stopped. So it was
she kind of stopped and started feeling her up, right?
Yeah, it was a little awkward to me. I was like, is she gonna do what?
And that's when I was like, when did this start? Like, is this their new thing? During the entrance is to like.
It looked like a miscue. Like
I think it may have been.
Should I do it? Should I not do it?
And then Io, being the consummate professional that she is, just kind of went with it and made herself feel and look natural doing it, so that you're like, oh, okay. But I did. I picked up on that, and I'm like, when did we start doing that?
I think it was a miscue because
I think you're right. I think
I could have swore Io was gonna do it. I'm like, oh shit,
right? Like she didn't even last night, if I can remember correctly, she didn't even do her little jump that she does when Rhea stomps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I like that. I always thought that was pretty entertaining and cute, you know, playing off of the size difference of the two of them.
Oh, Stranger Things, right?
Stranger Things. Maybe it was upside down Io that we saw in that match.
Yeah.
But again, solid match, and I do believe that you are correct. I believe that is going to open up a lot more of an opportunity for tag teams, even if it's thrown together. I mean, I think Natty and Maxine would be a great just kind of thrown together tag team to fix that to throw into that female tag team division. I mean, that's what they do, right? They take the individual title off of the champ, and then all of a sudden the former champ now has a friend that they want to team with. I mean, we saw it with Lyra and Bailey, Io and Rhea, Bliss and Flair,
Jackson Legend,
right? So I'm just I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that they did.
Can I say this? If I wanted to get Maxine super over last night, I would have definitely had Natty come out the whole way, the whole 9, betray Maxine, boom, and get her over. But unfortunately, they did not think of that.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that. I like that.
Exactly.
Because they have chronicled how much Natalya has trained her and how much she's done.
Videos, yep.
Yeah, the video packages. So you have Natty come out.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, Natty just turns on her and boom.
Boom, I get the crowd on their feet because they were dead.
Yeah, that would have been.
But it's interesting. They're actually doing something with the tag team championships, and now Rhea and Io, 2 of the top stars, are going to make it something. And Charlotte and Bliss, we know what they're about. Yep. So it's definitely going to be interesting. It's a good look for Jackson Legend and all the tag teams you mentioned. It should be interesting. I think it's way interesting than the men's. Way interesting.
I mean,
I don't know what they're doing.
I love the Usos. Well, I said this a couple weeks ago. I think that they're using the titles as a way, putting the titles on the Usos as a way to start the heel turn for Jay. I think that's the ultimate end game of them being getting the tag team championship. From Around the Ropes with John and Jeff, this person says, it's John. We never updated the name. My bad. I'm not sure. You buying into this, Jay?
I don't know. It's been going on since before I came, so you tell me.
I don't know, man.
I'm the one that discovered it.
I don't know. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. David says, I can guarantee had Raw aired from the UK last night, the crowd would have blown the roof of the arena, which I'm assuming would be the O2 arena. And that's not me being biased. It's a fact. No. That I can 100%, and I think we can all agree that international fans, especially UK fans, are crazy when it comes to wrestling. They're phenomenal. Japan fans are phenomenal as well, but they're phenomenal in a different way. For them, the culture is to not be disruptive during the match, right? So like when you're wrestling, and which I got it, like you hear a lot of wrestlers say, you got to let it breathe. You got to let it, or you talk about Austin, especially when they were wrestling in the old Rosemont Horizon, right? How it had that wood panel ceiling and the sound would just go up and bounce right back. and he loved wrestling in that arena because when you're down there and you're letting things breathe, you can get a better grasp on how the crowd is reacting. If they're flat, if they're cheering, if they're booing, you know. And I gotta say, I personally, going off of all of these past stories that I've heard from wrestlers, it's gotta be so tough wrestling in Japan, where the culture is more of the don't interrupt the match, be respectful. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's better like that.
You think it's better when they're respectful, or when
I mean, look at the matches we saw this past weekend. I mean, the crowd, it's perfect. They clap.
Mm-hmm.
They may cheer here and there, but very respectful. Nobody's throwing things. You don't want to take that chance of jumping off rails. You know,
no, absolutely not.
That's what I expect. I don't want to see all that, or even fans taunting wrestlers like, "Oh, you suck, man."
I gotta tell you, it's become a meme now, right? The what chance? Like, I can't anymore. Like,
and you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that.
You're right. You don't get that in Japan.
I think it's
so, but going back to David's original comment, I believe that he is absolutely correct. Like,
I'm so disappointed to be in New York just after what I saw with the crowd last night.
Yeah, just so weird.
The whole night.
Yes, real quickly, you brought up the wrestling from this past weekend in New Japan. Did you happen to see Shinsuke Nakamura's comments during an interview? I want to talk about somebody who's gracious. Like,
I only saw the 2 co-main events. Everything else I did not see. So please explain what happened.
So obviously we know that the first, originally Tanahashi's opponent for his last match was going to be Nakamura. Like, it was already confirmed, everything. And then for whatever reason, very recently, TKO was like, no, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna have one of our guys go to New Japan to an organization that works with the competition in AEW. We're not doing that, which I think was a very stupid move in my opinion. However, Shinsuke Nakamura was asked about his feelings towards that. And I mean, you want to talk about some of the most Buddhist responses. Go look up Nakamura's responses to that interview. The man is like, he's like Buddha. Like, it's gold. His answers are golden retriever energy all the time.
What do you say?
I don't have his comments up here verbatim, but he was very much like, there was, he said he wishes that he could have been there. He was apologetic that he couldn't have been. He goes, but however, there had to have been bigger plans for me to not be there, and things like that. And I don't think he was talking more so universe wise, not like TKO's got big plans for me, but he was just very gracious in it. He didn't badmouth anybody. He didn't say, like, yeah, I was really gearing up to go, and then they, cut my legs out from under me by saying, no, you can't go wrestle your good friend for his last match. Like,
it sucks, man.
That does suck. I think that would have been a fantastic match. And if you notice, there was a red armband worn in that match, and it wasn't by Tanahashi. So,
did not notice. Now you open my eyes.
Yeah, like he and they literally said that they said that the armband absolutely was a tribute to Shinsuke. and that it actually came from Shinsuke kind of as a I'm still here with you, my friend. So again, golden retriever energy all the time.
Yeah, it was terrific. I mean, you want to get in it real quick. I think that was match of the year for me. Tanahashi and Okada.
Okada?
Oh yeah. How can you? I thought it was the best post-retirement retire match I've seen, and I think it blew John Cena 20 times over what they did in WWE.
Really?
That's how big. I think the Tanahashi post-retirement thing was just spot on, and I think it was way better than the Cena. He got a chance to talk. He did his guitar. All the stars that he faced came out. They showed their respect.
Oh, wow.
He talked more. The owner was there. I mean, he went on a float. It kind of reminded me in the 80s of how, Andre the Giant was just floating around, and he floated around throughout the whole arena, just thanking the fans.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was just more than an incredible, 30-minute match. It was just the post-retirement thing. I think it was just way better than Cena's. I think it was. For me, I would love if he got the win. That would have made it a plaque on my wall. But I think right now to start the year, I think that's number one match of the year. Number two would be the Takeshita match.
I was just going to ask you how you felt about Yoda and Takeshita.
I thought it was a great match. I thought Yoda Tushi just completely was on that spot. He went over. He played it perfectly. It was a hard-hitting match. I loved it. And, Ishii got over it. I think now he's the new face in New Japan. I think it worked perfectly. I think it worked perfectly. And that match is number two for me. It's tough, but I got to give it to Tanahashi just because of the retirement match. And that match was really, really good. It was really good. I didn't expect it to be that good. I really didn't. But Tanahashi really went all out. What about you? You see it?
I have seen clips of it.
Okay.
And yeah, no, I didn't really expect anything other than a fucking fantastic barn burner of a match between Okada and Tanahashi. I mean, it's Okada and Tanahashi. I mean, what you really got to try hard to fuck that up. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
just the fact of their relationship outside of the ring, their relationship inside of the ring. There's a lot that went into that. I mean, it would be like having Shawn Michaels and Triple H, a little past their prime, fighting each other for a retirement match and it being terrible. Where Triple H and Shawn Michaels have both said their best matches have been with each other because you always want to outdo your best friend. Especially when you're facing that.
And what I loved about it was after the win, Okada just basically shook his hand while he was laying down, and he says a couple words and got on his knees, just showed the respect. I mean,
and then bounced out.
How can you not love that?
Oh no, absolutely.
It was just perfect. I didn't expect it. I expected Tanahashi to be a little slow. Yeah, we're live, Franklin. Of course we live, baby. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be a masterpiece. But if you want the best of Tanahashi, that's it right there. I've seen his matches. That's it. That's definitely it.
Yeah. So it's funny because going back to the Suji match, I saw that not only was it a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, Takeshita could be the face of international wrestling as we know it. Suji is already the face of IWGP.
Oh, he proved
right?
it. Proved it.
But Takeshita, he's got that, and not to say that Suji doesn't, but Takeshita just has that little bit more of that, intangible, tangible, or I'm sorry, I have that backwards. That tangible, intangible, right? Where he can just go and make everything look good. And in some cases, absolutely brutal, right? But I did see that at to piggyback on Tsuji's win, I did see it that at the New Year Dash that Tsuji revealed the historic IWGP Championship, the old lineage, and in doing so was officially recognized as the 87th IWGP champion. And so it's officially reinstated the IWGP Championship. And he did something pretty revolutionary with the maybe controversial is a better word, with the factions in IW in New Japan. And it seems like there's no more Bullet Club.
Oh, they've been dead for a while.
Like, I mean, we had the Bullet Club War Dogs, right? Which has pretty much been the last iteration of the Bullet Club.
So bad.
But to actually cut ties with it and I don't know, man, like Bullet Club was synonymous with New Japan.
It's not their fault. It's just there was no Northeastern Star. There was nobody. I mean, you had David Finlay, but you can't hold it for that long.
Yeah.
After that, who's next? Nobody. There's nobody left.
I don't know.
So I went to
here's the thing. Why does the Eastern Star for the Bullet Club have to wrestle? Why can't it be a mouthpiece? Why can't it be?
Can it be a language barrier?
Why can't it be an Adam Cole? Like we know that he can't wrestle, right? Because of the health, because of the concussion and the health issues.
That's scary.
But if he's feeling up to it, why not have Adam Cole be the mouthpiece for the new Bullet Club?
Why not Adam Cole decide to go to New Japan instead of going back to AEW?
Well, so here's the thing. Japan. No. AEW.
You disrespected them, man.
I totally apologize. AEW and New Japan have a working relationship very similar to what NXT/WWE and TNA have. So why can't they loan out Adam Cole?
I think, like you said it, man, it's the health scare, man. It's up to Adam Cole if he wants to come back.
Right. No, I get that. And again, I'm not talking about a wrestling role.
Like,
but we all watched Adam Cole stream, the last time that he was streaming.
Scary.
Right. But he can still talk. He can still engage. He still captures you when he's engaging with you as an audience. So, or, I mean, you can always bring back the Bucks and Kenny. And maybe that's what this leads to. Maybe that's what this leads to down the line is, at another Forbidden Door, having that kind of program where they go, the Bullet Club being on the line. It's just, I don't know. I feel like saying goodbye to the Bullet Club is just so.
You have to.
And I get it. Everything changes in wrestling. As much as it changes, it stays the same. But for me, the Bullet Club signaled such a turning point in wrestling when they came out and they really started to catch on. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure why.
It just wasn't selling the merch. It just wasn't there, and it was not interesting. Nobody was interested in the others besides your top Northeastern star. Let's face it. Who else was interesting? The only person I could think of that time was Tama. Tama was probably the only interesting person. The Good Brothers left already. It was really just Tama.
Well, Tama was also one of the original members.
Yeah, but who else were you interested besides Tama? It was pretty much nothing. It was the leader, Tama. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know, when stars leave, there's just nobody to fill in those shoes. It's hard, man. I think David Finley did a good job, but it
Mhm.
was very difficult and the merch sales weren't there. You know, I like David Finley. I don't know if you've seen his work, but
Yeah, I believe it or not,
he's good. He's
during my
really good.
last stint with ATR, we actually interviewed David Finley, and David Finley
Yeah,
is a
he's
fucking
awesome.
hella cool cat, man.
Yeah, I love his selling. I love his work. But let's face it, it's an honor to be in that role, but it also comes with a lot of weight. And if you can't hold on to it, that's it. Eventually it's gonna die and you're not gonna have nothing to hold on. That's what
No, you're
happened with the Bullet Club. I love the Bullet Club too. I mean, I'm wearing the goddamn shirt,
well, that's
but
yeah, seeing your shirt and then remembering that he,
yeah,
it kind of brought up like,
this
it kind of
Bullet
brought
Club.
all that up for me.
This is all Bullet Club. I got all Bullet Club shirts, but I mean, it sucks that it just kind of just went away. Now you got this whole United Empire and Jake Kelly, but I'm not really interested in that. I was like you. I'm interested in the Bullet Club, but there's no stars there, man. Now we got a new star, great, but as for American, really isn't.
Right, right. I got you.
Adam Cole be perfect in it.
He would. Only time will tell, right?
Hope so, man.
So, getting back to our Raw results, right?
Stranger Things.
And our 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix, Stranger
The
Things
next
crossover. We talked about Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. You had your time about Maxine and Becky.
Yes.
How do you think Liv Morgan looked with her win over Lyra Valkyria?
Match of the night for me. I think I was more upset at the facts that they didn't even cheer or anything. They got some props to Liv when she came out, but that was pretty much about it. But they had
it was the obligatory reaction. Like there was nothing.
Yeah.
Her and Lyra had a good match, and there was no ring rust on Liv whatsoever, and
they
we're not getting anything.
They worked perfectly, every spot on. No reaction. I thought it was match of the night for me. I know we had a big main event. We'll get into it. But this was match of the night for me because they just worked so smoothly and everything was just flawless. I have no complaints at all in this match.
I agree with you. I think we already covered that. The segment with Gunther and Adam Pearce that took place right after the segment with Rhea and Io and Adam Pearce when he was congratulating them on their win and everything like that. And this is why Gunther, I feel, rivals MJF in the I'm going to be a dick today department. Okay? Because what does Adam Cole? Adam Pearce. What does Adam Pearce say to Gunther right before he goes out? Be respectful. Nobody in the locker room wants to hear your bullshit, essentially, right? You're making yourself a marked man. You're going to make, things more difficult for yourself. Just go out there, be respectful to the crowd, be respectful to the locker room, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't even get to the ring. What is the first thing he does as soon as he walks out onto that entrance ramp? He reaches into his jacket and he pulls something out. What does he pull out?
Oh, yeah. Pulls out the T-shirt.
The T-shirt. It is a pretty, I'm not going to lie, that is a pretty kick-ass T-shirt.
I do want to get it.
I do too. He pulls out this all-black T-shirt and it's got the black and white photo of him having Cena in the sleeper. And what does it say? It says tap like a ...
But that picture with Cena, like that was spot on, man.
Right? Cena's hands up and everything. It was such a great it was such a great visual for everyone. And then he gets to the ring, and this is where it gets good because he starts to cut his promo, And of course, he hits the line, I made him tap like a bitch, little bitch. And cue AJ Styles music. And AJ Styles comes out, and this is where Gunther just has the entire world in the palm of his hand. Because he comes out, AJ comes out, AJ has the mic, and AJ goes to talk. And because Gunther's like, go ahead, say what you want. And every time AJ opens his mouth, Gunther immediately cuts him off. He gets maybe half of the word out. And it is so great because we've all been cut off in a conversation. And so we know that feeling, that irritation. And you see it on AJ's face because Gunther does it like 4 more times. And finally, AJ just, did you hear it when he slapped the fucking taste out of his mouth? Like, he fucking nailed it. Nailed him.
I heard it. The crowd didn't hear it.
Damn. Like, it sounded like, I'm trying to think. Like, if you take 2 Crocs and you do the racer slap to them, that's what it sounded like. And bro, I gotta tell you, it was fantastic because then you have the bully in Gunther standing there holding his face while suddenly AJ's like, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Like, getting in his face, what are you gonna do about it? And Gunther just is looking daggers at him. And then AJ looks at him and goes, just what I thought. You ain't doing nothing. Throws the mic at him and leaves. Like, it's setting up. It is going to set up this feud so well.
I agree. I just don't want the match at the Rumble. No. That makes sense. No, I hope they don't just drag it to the Rumble. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Rumble is what, like 2 weeks away?
Well, 2-3 weeks away. Something like probably 3 weeks away.
So 3 episodes of Raw.
I just want Gunther in that Rumble match, as I see in my head, facing off and just having a stare down with Brock Lesnar. I just need to see it visually. I think that's the perfect time because Brock is never on the goddamn show. And that's why I don't want to see, like, I'm all for Styles and Gunther. Just not at the Rumble. Just don't drag it. Maybe you could pause it and then bring it after. That'd be cool.
Or maybe you have that match on the go home show. And then you can have the Gunther and Brock face off, and you can still sprinkle in Styles. Maybe Styles is the reason he got eliminated, or
totally
because
fine.
Brock eliminates him.
That's totally fine, just not a singles match.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
But it should be a good match next week. Should be. Crowd should be live, Germany, so it should be a bigger pop than New York.
Especially with Gunther, right?
Yeah, for sure. So
come on, let's be honest here.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know what else was let me try that again. You know what else I was excited for yesterday? Somebody signed a contract.
Ah. Do you want to take this? I'll let you take it since you.
No, you go.
Oh my God, folks! So somebody signed a Raw contract and is now on the main roster and that is my man, Javon Evans, everybody. Give it a round of applause. But this was probably the most astonishing, stupid thing that I've ever seen because he signed the contract, folks, while Raw was on a commercial break. Give a round of applause for all of the people behind the scenes that are grossly incompetent and just keep burying Javon Evans to the ground. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Ray. What in the blue hell is going on? And you know what set me about this? Because I know you have social media like me.
Mhm.
It was all over the place. Javon Evans signs Raw contract. Oh my God, the short clip of Javon Evans on YouTube and Twitter. And this, it was such a massive
the response
deal.
from his mom?
Yeah, it was such a big deal that you did not show it. You showed it on a commercial break. How bad can we bury this guy? He's the Iron Survivor winner. Then he cashes in, gets beat down by somebody that's not even on TV anymore. And
Who did he get beat down by?
you got beat down by Tony D'Angelo. Then you saw him next week, and
That's right. Yeah, I haven't seen Tony D'Angelo since.
Yeah, exactly. You never see him. And then the final show of NXT, you finally think this kid is gonna get a win over Ricky Saints and come to the main roster, and he takes a L. Why am I not surprised in that? I just think it was astonishingly dumb on their part to do this. Why would you do this to this kid? What are we doing? What is there something wrong with this kid that I do not know about that we keep doing these horrible bookings? I mean, come on.
Are we looking at this the wrong way? Like, is there a perspective that we haven't thought of? Because the only way I look at it is like you're doing it just for, just to stroke the fans off.
If they think this is going to work to get this kid over, I don't know.
I mean, you're talking about somebody who held their own against fucking Gunther during the Last Time Is Now tournament.
Yes.
And then the very next day has a tag team match with Leon Slater against Dark State for the titles, which he lost. So you've got him on TV 2 days in a row, national, worldwide TV, 2 days in a row, losing.
Exactly. Losses all the time. Losses all the time, this kid.
I understand, and we talked about this last week. Wins and losses don't necessarily count, right?
But
especially in pro wrestling. But Jesus H. Christ, like, then why not make everybody a fucking Jabba? Sorry. We already had that conversation. Why not make everybody an enhancement talent?
You make this kid sign a Raw contract on a commercial break. This is how you're going to get
who else? What other? I want you to find. I want the ATR Nation. All right, this is homework for the ATR Nation, and they have 1 hour till the end of the show to find me two high-profile prospects, blue chippers, if you will, that had their contracts signed during the commercial break. I'm going to tell you, you can't find anybody.
I'm assuming we're on the same page.
Now, I think it should have been like LeBron level the decision? No. But Jesus Christ, you could have, like, everybody knows the guy. Everybody's familiar with him. You could have had Adam Cole in the middle of the ring making an announcement and have. God damn it! Sorry. Sure. You could have Adam Pearce in the middle of the ring with like his little podium or a little table making the announcement that I'd like to welcome the newest member, the hottest free agent, one of the hottest free agents, because let's face it, Trick Williams is, also a free agent.
Oh my God. That was so masterful, but we'll talk about that later.
And just being like, hey, one of the top prospects is going to come out and sign his contract, and then you bring out Javon Evans. Like, why did we have to do that? I feel, listen, I am happy for Javon Evans. I don't want you to think that I'm not, because the man needs to be on the main roster. The main roster needs to be bouncy, right? But why not give him something that we all think he's worthy and deserving of, and his time to shine, his moment would be to sign the main roster contract, in the middle of the ring during an actual segment and not a fucking commercial break.
Yeah, why hype up all the fans with these backstage segments and Adam Pearce saying, "Yeah, you're one of the hottest free agents out there." Put me on a commercial break. Jesus Christ, I don't know what they got against this kid. Like, I've never seen anything like this before,
dude.
For 2 years, I've been putting up with this.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I didn't even look at it through the perspective that you were looking at it until we had that conversation on the show during the Last Time Is Now tournament.
I've been saying it forever.
And then like I looked at it, and then literally we were on the air when I sent you the message that they made him lose to Dark State.
Not once, but twice.
Listen,
I don't
Dark State can work, right? Dark State, they've got good character development. They're good in the ring, but they're not on fucking Javon Evans and Leon Slater's level.
Not.
Why?
They got a vendetta against this kid. I don't know.
It feels like it. It really
does. Like it. How many championships he's held in NXT for 2 years?
I mean,
zero.
One.
What?
Not a single one.
Not even one. He's competed for all of them. He lost all of them.
And the problem is he's lost all of them.
How
you couldn't have given him a North American title run for like a month.
How do you lose the last NXT show of 2025 and your last match against Ricky Saints? What?
I don't.
Ricky Saints is not even in the NXT Championship picture. So why can't Ricky Saints not take this loss? It's like, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Got something against this kid, but I'm hoping we're going to see great things if he's booked right from Javon Evans. So congratulations to him, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get to the biggest match of the night.
Oof.
That being the one and only dog-faced assassin, Bron Breakker, versus the voice of the voiceless, your Raw World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. What did you think of that match?
Thought it was a exciting match. I didn't appreciate all the interference. I thought this kind of took me out of the match. The spot table was great. CM Punk without a shoe or hanging by his feet. I thought that was freaking awesome. But it was an exciting match. It was, I think Braun stepped up to the plate, win or loss. I'm going to be honest with you, Ray. Look, I know you've seen Stranger Things and everything, but when Braun came out and all the Stranger Things in the beginning, I kind of knew he was going to lose. It's not really, you can't have Braun go over. You need to have him win somewhere big. And I think WrestleMania is that one.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that I'm not blaming Stranger Things or anything. I'm just saying that it didn't feel like this Raw was a big feel like it did compared to the first show of NXT, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, there was definitely a big fight feel to that.
I kind of knew he was going to take the loss. I just wanted to know if he was going to step up to the plate. And I think he did. And I know we have our good friend Bobby, the fish tank. Maybe we could get a video of the part where Braun just kind of fell when he was trying to do that Frankensteiner. I really thought Braun hurt his neck or something again. I was kind of
God, the way that he landed.
I was so scared, man. I was like, don't tell me this guy hurt his neck because he's just down. and the referee's like talking to him. I was like, oh shit, don't tell me.
It was very reminiscent of Kyle Fletcher's what does Excalibur call it? The sheer drop brainbuster.
Oh yeah.
Where he landed on his head.
Yeah. Or the War Games with Bron with CM Punk, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Ended like that could have broke his freaking neck.
Yeah,
so So I got scared, but I want to bring it up because I'm gonna be honest. I kind of watched it twice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was Bron's fault at all. I think it was CM Punk's. I mean, he was way back. His legs were toward the outside, but don't your legs have to be on the inside in order for Bron to do the Frankensteiner so you could take it? I think that CM Punk had his legs out and him just leaning back way too much just kind of make Bron, just kind of miss. And I could have swore I seen people that take Frankensteiners with their legs in. That's why I wanted to ask our good friend Bobby. Maybe from watching, wrestling as a fan, but
I'm gonna look it up now because now you've piqued my interest.
Yeah, I think your legs need to be inside the turnbuckles, not outside, and it doesn't help Bron catching you with his legs when you're leaning back, way back. But Bron is a hell of a beast. He's gonna say, "F it, I'm gonna try it anyway." And I think that's what caused it. I don't really think it was Bron that people are saying. I don't know why they're saying that. I think it was more CM Punk of the way his legs were on the outside of the turnbuckle.
So that was a 20-minute match. Do we know where about?
It has to be towards the end, maybe the 10 or maybe the 12 mark. I would say the last 12, perhaps.
Oh, wow.
It was before the tape.
Literally, it's like the 10-minute 43. The 10-minute 43-second. How the hell did you do that? Oh yeah, no, his feet are on the outside. Oh no, this looks like
leaning back. He's leaning back, way back.
Superplex. All right, so he brings his feet in.
Yeah.
So the one that occurred at the 10-minute mark, Punk had his feet on the inside.
But that was the second time. When we're talking about the first time, they did it again because they ran it back. If you remember, they were going to do the suplex, and then Bron countered. He did the Frankensteiner. Corey Graves said, "Oh, they managed to get it off," but it was the first one that his legs were on the outside, not inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
It's somewhere there. I know you'll find it, man. Just leave the match on it. But it's. I think that what caused it. I don't think your legs are supposed to be on the outside. That's why if our good friend Bobby was here, I would be like, "Hey, Bobby, your legs have to be right. It has to be tucked in, right, in order to hit the move. Like, how are you going to hit it if a guy has his legs down and he's leaning way back? How is he going to catch him? Especially with that speed."
23 miles an hour, he can run the ropes, man.
It's somewhere there. Maybe they got, I don't know. They wouldn't have that on YouTube. They would have do botching videos.
No, it's actually from Matt Kemke. Matt Kemke posted the whole match on there, the full 20-minute match. That's why I had asked if you.
Thought you had Netflix.
Well, Netflix.
Kind of fast forward.
Netflix replay it.
No, you could just play it anytime.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Can I?
Yeah, I did it last night. I had to watch it back because I kind of missed Raw live, so I was watching it late last night.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, I found the episode.
I thought it was like I thought that it was like HBO Max, where when AEW's done, you can't go back.
And now we're talking about that. Kudos to WWE. They kind of signed a contract with Netflix to get their library in there immediately. I actually pulled up Netflix earlier tonight before the show, and they got all pay-per-views from the Attitude Era, Ruthless Era. They got a bunch of shows. Yeah. It's all there. They have it under a slot. They call it a WWE collection. And when you click on that, they show you all like the pay-per-views from like I'm talking about like Fully Loaded with The Rock and Triple H, like way back. Like
Really?
I was like, wow, like this is crazy. So they started posting it up already. I don't know how much for what for, but it's definitely there. Now you can see a bunch of pay-per-views from when we were kids.
That's
Like,
awesome. I'm trying to figure out what like because you know how Netflix has it where it's your Japanese anime series, K-dramas, 30-minute laughs. So there is a choose your fighter section. We've got heels, we've got warrior, crown jewel, Joshua. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's packed.
Damn. Okay.
Immediate. Just boom. Once that deal, boom, you just started adding.
That's crazy. I know. I thoroughly enjoy that because, again, I greatly appreciate.
Yeah. Now that doesn't count for WCW or ECW. You won't get those libraries, so I don't know how that's going to work.
So those are probably what's still on Peacock then.
Peacock, or maybe you get it on the YouTube channel of theirs.
Maybe ESPN. I don't know.
It would be nice if they can make a deal towards that, but we'll see. I don't know. Right now, it's just all WWE.
Right now, it's just WWE branded stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So we had the going back to the Breakker Punk match.
Yeah. Frankenstein.
The Frankensteiner. I'll have to not try to do that under a time limit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to what you were saying, I think we all knew, and I think we all kind of anticipated that this wasn't going to be a win for Bron. It's more of that trial, like you said, where is he going to hold out for us? Excuse me. Is he going to show out for us? Sorry. And prove that he can handle this? Is the crowd going to be receptive to it? Let's try all these false finishes to see how everybody reacts to it. And if that was the case, I think that Bron Breakker did a fantastic job. And I wouldn't be surprised if the rematch comes at the Royal Rumble and Bron goes over.
I would agree with you, but it's in Saudi. That's why.
I forgot.
I don't want to sound like I'm coming racist or anything.
No. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And listen, as hot as that Saudi crowd can get, it's a different. It just has those Saudi pay-per-views have a different feel crowd-wise, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they're Arab, they're Saudi, they're sheiks.
Yeah, it's not that.
It has nothing to do with that. It just, when it comes to the newer stars, and we say newer, but to them over there, that's what they are. They're the newer stars. I mean, we all know the stories of when this Saudi deal first started. They wanted Andre the Giant and the Ultimate Warrior. Like, first off, let's not even talk about the fact that Andre would have been like 75, and Andre's been dead since 1993. But the Warrior would have been, he was 53 when he passed away. A Warrior would have been in his 60s by now, and yeah, he died. I mean, yeah. I can't imagine something that monumental happening with that crowd.
I actually want to stop you and say I have found the mark of that Frankensteiner. I want you to start. So I got it at 15-16.
15-16?
Yeah, that's when it starts, and you'll see it. I just want you to see the whole thing go down. So you see what he does with his legs. Tell me when you find that part.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Hold on, Raw resumes after ad.
But I would love Braun to win at the Rumble, but it's just the crowd. I don't think it's going to get that big reaction that they really, really want in the States. And I think it needs to happen. Look, you want to do an elimination chamber? That's fine. I don't have a problem. If it's in the States, I don't have a problem with it. Canada, I don't have a problem with it. But, I think WrestleMania, maybe you do it there. I mean, we all seen Seth running around football every morning on TV and stuff, so we know he's good. So it would be really interesting for Braun to win and start that feud. That would be great. Great for TV. But, Braun at the Rumble, I don't see it. Maybe he'd be the last few in the Rumble, but he's definitely not going to win the Rumble.
What if Rollins comes back to the Vision, but it's because it's not the Vision, because it's not his vision, right? What if he comes back and it's actually him and Austin Theory?
Oof.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be a great look for Austin Theory, but I don't know, man. I don't think Austin Theory's really set up. I know he's set up for success, but I'm not seeing it right now. I think Seth Rollins would be a great boost to him, but
yeah, I just saw. No, that's totally Punk's fault.
Yeah, you've seen it, right? He had his legs on the inside.
Yeah, he had him on the inside, and then he moved him to the outside. Whereas if you watch the first Frankensteiner, he had him on the outside, moved him to the inside. Ice cream paint job.
Of course he's gonna miss.
Yeah, and listen, yes, and Punk was too far back, and I think that ultimately had a lot to do with it. I feel like if Punk wasn't so far back, regardless of where his feet were, I think they still would have been able to pull it off.
They wouldn't.
It still would have looked a little wonky, but it would have been pulled off. But yeah, no, Punk was too far. That one was all on Punk.
If Bobby was here, he'd be all up on it. Oh man, that's Punk. You're absolutely right, man. But yeah, kudos to the kid, man. I mean, Bron performed.
Absolutely.
I'm totally sold on him as a main event guy right now. So
I think that was his inauguration.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, not inauguration, introduction. And his inauguration will be when he wins that title.
Hey, I don't have a problem with him winning the chamber and going to face Punk. I got no problem with that.
Now, because I'm not necessarily a fantasy booker, but I have already seen the photos that Little Papa Pump has been posting. Like he took his Jack State football photo with his dad's chainmail helmet on. What if Seth Rollins comes back and he pulls Austin Theory away from the Vision, because that's always what the plan was? What if Seth Rollins has a third member of his group, his faction, almost as a rehash of the Monday Night Messiah gimmick, right? And what if that happens to be Scott Steiner's son, Lil Papa Pump?
That'd be huge.
Because I mean, I call him Little Papa Pump, but he's about as big as Braun. So I don't know.
I just, The future's bright for the kid, but with this Austin Theory, I mean, if you're gonna bring, like, I don't like to play fantasy either, but if you're gonna bring Seth Rollins back, I don't think he should definitely have that stare down with Braun, but I think you need to go after Austin Theory first, just for the fact that guy's doing your finisher every freaking night. He's on Raw when he has a chance. And I think when you book that, it's really swim or sink for Austin Theory, because as much as that Rey Mysterio match, and it was solid and everything, but he didn't work to me like a main event guy. If that makes sense. I didn't feel that presence when I was watching that match. I felt like I was just watching another Austin Theory match. That's just me because I seen his work. I was expecting more of a different approach, especially psychology going into a match, the way you're being presented in the top faction now in WWE, especially alongside Paul Heyman. So that's my expectations of the guy. I only seen that one match, so I can't just judge him completely. But from
He's
what
only
I
had that one match. I think,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think that with Austin Theory coming back, I think with Paul Heyman being in his corner, you're going to see a lot of growth. We just got to give him time to do it. With the people that he has around him, and listen, people can talk all the shit they want to about Logan Paul, but the one thing you can't say is that he hasn't put the work in. Logan Paul absolutely has put the work in to get to the point that he is in WWE. And kudos to him for pretty much being on Raw almost every week now.
Yeah, nothing else. Olympics coming up. His brother's leaving.
I mean, his brother can't really do much of anything right now.
Yeah, but at least he got his hot wife, winning Olympic gold. So, hey, kudos.
Right. So I just I think that that's a really good core right there to be able to learn and grow from. Not that Austin Theory doesn't have the tools. We know that he's got the tools.
Mm-hmm.
He just got lost in the shuffle. I think being branded as Vince's guy during the time that he was branded as Vince's guy was not the best thing for him. And I think I think it's going to take a little while to get that, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
You know how Vince used to say that he wouldn't sign anybody directly from TNA because they had that TNA stink on them. He'd wait for them to go to like ROH or back to New Japan, and then he'd sign them. I think that's kind of Austin Theory's main thing right now, is they're trying to get that Vince stink off of him.
But here's the thing. From what I'm seeing, I know it's very early.
Mm-hmm.
The Vince thing worked. You know why? Because I hated this freaking guy. I was like, oh my God, they're shoving this guy down my freaking throat every single week. But it worked because the people were giving him the heat, especially when he won Money in the Bank. Let's not forget about that, how that went down.
Yeah.
Even more heat. Now, you're in this top group. Yes, he is going to learn from Paul Heyman and the others, etc. But my deal is, look, when I see an Austin Theory match, I don't want to see you do a bunch of flips, man. I'm calling a spade what it is. Like, you don't need to be doing all these flips all the freaking time. Like, look, you even did it last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to see that at all. I think you could do very less of that, change your approach and your psychology just a little bit, because now you're being presented as these future top main event guys that Paul Heyman always says in the vision, right? He says it to everybody. Bronson Reed, B. Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, top star in the whole industry. Now what's Austin Theory? We don't know yet, but hopefully he listens to this show, takes our advice, and, change his style up a little bit.
And more importantly, takes Paul's advice.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking. Change his style. But look, I would really book Seth Rollins coming back against Austin Theory. I think it makes the perfect sense. And It's a good start before you get to Braun, and it's swim or sink for Austin Theory. If he does not perform on the level Seth does when it happens, I don't think the future is bright at all to him being a top guy.
Do you think that with the injury and the match that we saw with, you know, with him being out for as long as he has been, and possibly, I'm not saying he is having a crisis of confidence, but do you think that maybe he is having a crisis of confidence just a little bit and trying to figure out what works again for him, and in doing so is causing him to play down his abilities?
I think when all wrestlers have injuries, they all go through that.
Mhm.
And I think he's one of them. But, you know, when you're also out, you also have to say to yourself, how do I get to this business? How do I get on top? How do I make more money? You know, it's not a guarantee you're going to keep your job every single year. You know, you and I will be witness in a few months, like everybody else, about cuts they're going to do. You know, your job is not secure. That's any job.
Yeah.
But you do go through that crisis of confidence. You start to second guessing yourself. Can you hang? Can you be this? I think a lot of wrestlers say, what approach can I do? I truly feel maybe Austin Theory thought all of that, and he probably talked to creative and they say, look, I'm not happy. I'm not in a good place. I don't want to be this. I have ideas for this. And, you know, I think one of the guys that really, really stepped up to bat when nobody really gave a shit about Austin Theory is Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman sees something in people. And, you know, I do see it in Austin Theory, but the way he's been presented, we need to erase that from our minds. He needs to have, I think you could say he doesn't have confidence, because from what I've seen these past 2 weeks, I don't think it's there yet. I think he's just trying to figure it out. But Paul is there, and we all know what Paul can do. I mean, he made Bronson Reed to what he is now. You know, Bronson Reed was really nothing, but I always loved the big guy. So, you know, I think Paul can very much help him, but I think all these wrestlers go through that. You really have to second guess yourself. You have to start thinking, well, I don't want to be a mid card. I want to be the guy. How do I be there? How do I do that? What do I have to do? Do I have to shave my head? Okay, I'll shave my head. What else do I have to do? You know, and that's great. And you like that in wrestlers that want to listen, not just hear. So
Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze and I didn't want to
no,
sneeze.
I'm just saying, you know, good luck to the kid. You know, it's early, but you know, good luck. You know, it's a swimmer's business, right?
Yeah,
You
no,
know, you don't perform and you don't do your part or whatever, we're not going to put you in that spot. We'll give you an opportunity. We will give you the opportunity. We will listen to you, but it's up to you, man. You can't hold your own. Don't expect there to be there all the time. It's not going to happen.
No, you're absolutely right. So we are heading into the home stretch of the show for tonight. We've covered pretty much just about everything on Raw. So when we come back from this Wilson's Corner flow break, or flow/Wilson's Corner break, then we will get into our thoughts and where things could be going and how excited we are for the new year to come, because when the new year starts, that's when the Royal Rumble gets closer, that's when the road to WrestleMania starts, and that's when Ray takes a break from social media, especially the IWC, because y'all trying to kill me with all of the bullshit and spoilers. So we will be back after this Wilson's Corner and Flow.
Hello, welcome to Wilson's Corner with me, Kevin Wilson. Remember me? Hi. Okay, so all this streaming stuff that's going on right now with WWE, Netflix in January, Peacock's still a thing, and now the partnership with ESPN to go and broadcast all of the WWE PLEs, or pay-per-views in my mind because I'm old. It's gotten to a very ridiculous point. I'm kind of getting sick of this streaming stuff in general, because it's just all costing way too much, and especially for wrestling fans nowadays. Like, when's enough going to be enough? When are we finally going to stand up and go, yep, nope, I'm done. See you later. I'm going to go back to the Pirate Bay or, something else. I don't know. But do you remember when they broadcast the WWE Network for the first time? When they put that out there? It was $10 a month, $9.99 a month. They kept peddling it every chance they got. JBL saying for $9.99 a month. Michael Cole saying for $9.99 a month. Jerry Lawler saying it. Everybody went and said for $9.99 a month, you can go and have the WWE Network. You can have every single pay-per-view, every single bit of content. And it stayed at that $10 a month. It was great. I loved it. Yeah, they got bought by Peacock, and the network migrated over there. And it was, I haven't really had any issues with Peacock at all since they've migrated over. It's been good. It cost me, now it's going to be $17 a month for the ad-free version. But at $10, $11 now for the ad-supported, it's really not bad to be on Peacock. But now in the latest bit with ESPN, with ESPN's direct-to-consumer app, where it's totally 100% free if you sign up with your cable provider. However, there's a few that don't have it right now. If you have DirecTV, if you have Xfinity, if you have Hulu, Live TV, congratulations, you get the ESPN direct-to-consumer app for free. It's completely covered because you're good with your cable provider. Me, on the other hand, I got YouTube TV. I'm kind of SOL. Take it from me. YouTube TV for cable, so I can, realistically, it's to watch football. That's about it. But that's $83 a month. And on top of that, if you go and take Netflix, they got 3 different price tiers. You got the $8 ad-supported, then you got an $18 and a $25. I personally have the $25, but let's say I'm going to knock it down to the $18. So that's $18 a month, on top of the $83 a month. Then you got Peacock, which, for me, let's knock that one down. That's now $11 a month. Add on the $30 a month ESPN app because it's not covered under my cable provider of YouTube TV. I'm now looking at $142 a month just to be able to go and watch WWE programming every week. Between Netflix, Monday Night Raw on Mondays, between NXT PLEs on Peacock, all the content that is currently still on Peacock of older shows and older promotions and older everything. And now I've got to go and add a completely new app to be able to go and watch a WWE PLE. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. I just needed to go and get that off of my chest about this whole streaming situation. It's just patently ridiculous that I gotta now pay almost $150 a month just to be able to watch pro wrestling. It almost sounds like, hey, remember when cable was about $150 a month and then it was the occasional $35 pay-per-view? That sounds like a dream. I'll be back next week with another riveting edition of Wilson's Corner with me, Kevin Wilson. And remember, folks, just like musician Brent Smith once said, this isn't goodbye, it's just see you next time.
Chasing dreams and crushing their opponents' hopes, like legends under the lights.
And we are back.
That was good timing, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jay. All right. So, if you had to give last night's Raw, well, it wasn't a PLE, so we won't give it a 1 to 10. If you had to give it a 1 to 5, where would you put that one?
3.
And was it a good enough? Forget the 1 year anniversary. Was it a good show to kick off the new year with?
No, and I give it a 3.
Okay. I was hovering around that 3-4 range.
Okay.
I think that the women's tag team match. I think that the main event. I think that the Liv Morgan, Lyra Valkyria matches all really put this episode closer to that 4 range. I mean, those were some.
I could see that, but I can't give it a 4. I can't give it a 4 because of the crowd. Can't do it.
Totally understand. I totally understand. I did think that you would give it a 4 based on the matches that I just mentioned and the fact that Maxine lost, which was like
the crowd was
late Christmas present.
Crowd was definitely not there, especially the first.
No,
match.
I agree. The crowd. If we have to grade the crowd separately, the crowd gets a -1 from me.
Yeah, I don't get 0.
And the reason why Jay and I are so, I don't mean to speak for you, but we kind of have the same mindset when it comes to this crowd. We have seen Barclay shows with NXT, with SmackDown, with Raw. The crowd is never this flat. And it's not even like this was a bad card and it gives them the excuse of, well, it was a flat card, so they can be flat. The matches that we just mentioned were fucking solid. So yeah, based on how previous Barclays Center events have gone with WWE, yeah, they get a -1 for me. I mean, geez.
Yeah, that's I can't even say that it wasn't sold out, but there was 15,000 people in there. So,
and it didn't sound like there were 15,000 people.
It sounded like bathroom break matches.
I'm serious.
Like it's just quiet and everybody's just sitting there and talking shit. What are you gonna do tomorrow? I don't know.
No, it's you're absolutely 110% correct.
But it'll pick up. I mean, they're going international, so it'll definitely pick up.
Real quickly, what are you hoping to see happen
from WWE
on the road to the Royal? Let's just shorten it, all right? And then after the Royal Rumble, we can get broader with the topic. But just leading up to the Royal Rumble, what do you hope to see happen leading up to the Royal Rumble and at the end of the Royal Rumble for the last? I mean, we got 20 minutes, so
yeah, it's cool. I'm expecting storylines, and I only seen one because it's been done for a few weeks now, but I was expecting more storylines. I only seen it from Styles and Gunther, but I'm expecting other stars to come out. I'm also expecting them to announce the numbers for the Royal Rumble. I'm surprised we haven't started with that to last night or whatever, but hey, maybe because of the Stranger Things combination, maybe that's why. So I'm expecting that as well. I want to know who's going to be in the Rumble. I want to know why. I want to know some storylines. I want to get tension between people so it could be interesting for me in the men's and women's Rumble. I have not seen that lately. I'm just seeing a lot of matches, and that's pretty much it. So if they could do that for me in the next, 3 weeks, that would be really good for me because it'll get me more invested in the Rumble besides just surprises. I want to see stuff besides surprise. I want you guys to tell me, oh my God, Jey Uso now, he's facing this guy, but they had this tension 2 weeks ago. I want to see little things build up. I'm not really seeing it. And that Uso segment, I think it was just there last night to hype up the crowd because they suck. Because they didn't even get to the ring. So I don't know. I'm just hoping they move forward with that. They need to, especially now.
They do. I just looked at the date of the Royal Rumble. It's really, really late this year. It is January 31st. So we have 25 days. 25 days. That's what? That's 7 days, 21. So you have 3 more Raws, including the go home Raw. So listen, what I would like to see for the Royal Rumble, I really want to see Obafemi be a surprise entrant. I want to see, Randy Orton come back. I think that Randy Orton still has a lot left in the tank, and especially the way that they were using him very sparingly.
He's back, right?
He is, but yes, yeah. He was being used very sparingly, and it kind of made his matches seem like they meant more, which tends to happen when you don't see somebody every week all of the time. I think that you're going to see Brock Lesnar in there. I think you're going to see Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio, obviously. You're going to see a lot of our injured players return. And I think that you're going, just because I think this is how Chris Jericho thinks, and I think that he wants to outdo his fellow Canadian Edge with the return that Edge got when in Houston during the Royal Rumble before COVID hit. I think Chris Jericho will return at the Royal Rumble just to try to outdo that. I personally don't think he needs to. I'm perfectly fine with Chris Jericho being wherever Chris Jericho is right now. I'm sorry. He's I don't want to say he's past his prime, because some of the best work that he did in AEW, because of a lot of it being character work, and I'm a sucker for character work. But I think that I don't want to see a WWE version of any of his factions that he had in AEW. And he was kind of the faction guy. Like, every time one faction left, he had another one ready to go. Like, we had the Pinnacle, we had the I can't even remember the other two that he had, but good Lord. The Inner Circle, that was the first one, and then there was something else, and then it was Pinnacle and then something else, and Danny Garcia started dancing, just fucking weird. As far as the females, I mean, Bianca Belair, Tiff Stratton. I mean, we could see that. We could see them coming back. I mean, I'm sure those would get pops. Ooh, excuse me. There it is. I've been waiting for that for the last 20 minutes. Jesus.
I'm sure you'll see Blake Monroe there. You'll see Blake.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Blake Monroe, JC Jane, Thea Hale. Thea Hale, by the way, who lost her women's North American title to Izzy Dame in an open challenge.
You see what I mean? How they screw up things?
Well, I think that was done to kind of course correct.
But of course. But this is what I say: don't course correct it. Just leave it.
No, they should have let that happen naturally. They shouldn't have forced that.
Leave it. That's what I'm saying.
They should have let her just. The crowd was behind her.
Yeah, she got more over when she won it. Why would you take it off?
Listen, I understand that wasn't the plan. I understand that the ref.
I get it.
I get it, but that's one of those things that you just let it.
Yeah, let it play out.
You let the lightning come out of the bottle on that one. You just
That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do best. So, but you're gonna get a lot of surprises. I'm sure we'll see some legends there as well from the past. I would be happy to see. It'd be cool to see Melina. I would love to see Melina come back, but hey,
I don't think she's wrestled in a while. Like, I think the last time that she was, I think the last time I saw her wrestle was when she was part of the NWA. I think that might have been might have been like more than a couple years ago. I'm not sure if she wants to wrestle anymore.
Listen, if I see Michelle McCool come down, I'm gonna throw up. All right. I swear, bro. I better not see Michelle McCool come down. Like, okay, now you're shoving me like down.
Listen, I have. I don't want to say that I've been a big fan of Michelle McCool because that's not right. I was very indifferent to. I've always been indifferent to Michelle McCool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't not like her, but I also didn't not like her. You know, she was there. She did some good work with, Layla.
That's it.
But now it just seems like she is being put everywhere. And does she deserve it? It depends on who you talk to. I think that I think that what they have done to the 6 Feet Under podcast, getting rid of Matt and bringing in Michelle, I think that is a huge, huge, huge advertisement for Plan B, because that motherfucker should have been aborted from day one. That idea is an abortion that survived.
He was the one that dragged freaking Undertaker's ass to fucking do it because he
do the
podcast.
Right? Like, I don't, and again, I'm not saying that,
But how many people, like an average Joe, can convince somebody as big as the Undertaker you should be doing this?
Right. You have that goes to show you that not only are they true outside of the public eye friends, and he actually goes into this. I encourage you, if you have time this week, to look up the Maven Huffman podcast where he's on it, because they address all of this, and he even says that that WWE just kind of came in and they're like, hey, so we're going to do this podcast. It's going to be called 6 Feet Under with the Undertaker now, and it's going to be Undertaker and McCool. And, thanks.
You know what's so effed up about it? It's like
the fact that they had ridiculously good chemistry without even trying.
Yeah, and the fact that when all of this is presented, the way they presented it to him, like you say, I'm sure Taker gets the final call. You can't just say like, "Oh, I didn't know anything about this," whatever. Like, you're passing.
No, actually tells the story of how he found out, and it was first off, he noticed that there was kind of I believe he said he noticed there was kind of an influx of like WWE personnel being brought in, and then like there's one day where he's with Mark, and it's just kind of like, so I got something to tell you, and he's like, WWE's taking over the podcast, and he was like, yep, and I'm not hosting with you anymore, and he was like,
yeah, so basically he did a Jerry Maguire. Yeah, essentially, but you don't need you no more. So he sold out. Mark Calloway sold out. All right.
I mean,
even though it wasn't his idea or concept, but okay.
Right. And I think that's where all the backlash that he was receiving wasn't resonating with him. Like, people weren't pissed off because you wanted to do a podcast with your wife, bro. People were pissed off because of how you went about it. How not necessarily you, but how everybody went about it. Oh shit, Tony D'Angelo is.
Oh, there we go.
I don't
He's
know.
back from the grave.
I don't know what the fuck just happened. Obafemi, Leon Slater had a match. The match ended. Obafemi's over there, doing his pose. They go to the back. They have an Ava and the locker room segment. Stone comes in, says something. I got him on mute, so I can't hear what's being said because the TV is right next to the microphone, and obviously. And then they cut back to the ring. Obafemi's gone. The title belt is folded like it's on display in the center of the ring with the spotlight on it, and fucking Tony D'Angelo's in the crowd. What? That was literally the last 5 seconds.
Okay. I don't know what to do.
So anyway, getting back to that before we head out, I think a lot of that of the reason why he was getting the backlash, I don't think it resonated with him. Nobody's upset with the fact that he wanted to do a podcast with his wife. People were upset about how knowing that Matt was the one that literally fought you for you to do the podcast, and then you, for lack of a better term, unceremoniously dump him. And everybody realizes that Matt doesn't need the money. He's one of the co-owners of Nine Line Apparel. Matt doesn't need the money. He's not out there begging for food. He's one of the co-owners of Nine Line Apparel, which, by the way, ATR wouldn't be opposed to, shilling.
For.
Just saying.
Plug it again.
There you go. Nine Line Apparel. Anyway, it was, so he's not, like I said, he's not really, it's not like it put him in any dire straits whatsoever. It was the way that it all was presented to the fans, and then and maybe it was because it was her first podcast with him. Wasn't her first I feel like I'm having a fucking stroke over the past couple of weeks. Jesus Christ.
Take it easy.
It wasn't her first podcast. It was her first podcast with him. And I don't know if she was trying to figure out how to work with him in that way. How are we playing off of each other? But if you go back and watch those first few episodes, they are just it's kind of like Tony Schiavone when AEW first started, and Tony was so old school that he didn't know half the moves that they were doing. So Excalibur would say something and Tony would just be like, "That's right, Excalibur, what a move." And it kind of got to the point where even Conrad was making fun of him on WTW.
Yeah. I was going to say, maybe we shouldn't give Mark Calloway so much grace. I mean, look what he did to Mickie James. He got her kicked out of LFG. Got him praising with the wife. They basically saying, I'm not going to do the second season if my wife is not on. And guess what? She was on the second season.
I kind of forgot about that. I'm not even going to lie.
So it's like when I saw that, because look, I saw LFG season 1. I was very interested because I'm Busted Open Nation and Bully. So I was like, hell yeah. Undertaker, hell yeah. But then when I heard that, and then it came into True season 2, I'm not gonna lie, I turned it on and I was like, okay, I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
Now I don't watch LFG, and I heard that they're replacing her with somebody else. So I'm not even interested in LFG no more. It was one and done.
Replacing Michelle McCool with somebody else?
Yeah, now it's somebody else. I heard season 3. I don't know who
on there.
But
put Trish on there.
You got to put somebody big.
You know what? Put Natty on there.
Yeah, look, you got to put somebody. It's not there, man. I don't know. When I saw them two working, that first episode, I remember for a few minutes in season 2, I was like, oh no, I can't do this. No. Now they're playing like husband and wife, and they're gonna drag this for 25 minutes. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, well, Jay.
Yes.
Look at us. We are completing the first show of the new year, and we're not going over time.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts, my friend. What are yours?
Well, really, really hoping they bring Booker T to the main roster. You definitely need him on SmackDown because Trick Williams has arrived. He is the man. That was the most awesome debut that I have seen in a long time, and he looks like a freaking star. So I'm hoping great things for Trick. Yeah, I'm looking for great things for Trick, Javon. But Ray, I'm hoping the road to the Rumble is really good. So let's just hope so, and let's see what this New Year brings.
Absolutely, Jay. You couldn't have said it any better. I'm not even going to bother. That was essentially. I did want to hit on the Trick and on the Javon Evans. So, with that being said, don't forget to follow us on the all-new ATR YouTube page. It is free $99, costs you nothing, gives everything to us. So go over there, make sure you like us on YouTube, and please follow us on all of the other socials. Also, please follow the I-86 Network. We would greatly appreciate it. They have been such gracious hosts to us while we get our YouTube situation squared away. We greatly appreciate that. Please feel free to tune in next week. I believe, according to Boss Man, we are going to have some more announcements because he announced in the production chat that we are going to announce another announcement. So I don't know. I really feel like he's heading into Dixie Carter territory, my man. So
maybe we'll be on Roku, just like NWA.
Hey, that would be great. That would be fantastic. So, all right. With that being said, he is Jay. I am Ray. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Around the Ropes. I hope to see you next week.